Hi guys, welcome to Thirst Trapping. So we're so excited because Kayla and I are going to talk about why we chose God and separated ourselves from religion. So I come from a Pentecostal and Catholic background. So I grew up with nothing but religious people. And it was just so overwhelming and exhausting. But I do remember that when I was a little girl, I knew that God existed without church, without like the Bible. So we wanted to discuss about our experience personally as to why we decided to seek God for who He is and not go by whatever other religious congregations are doing or how they treat us.
Yes, and it's a deep topic, but I'll share my story and then hopefully that will help you guys to kind of understand what we mean. Because I grew up in like somewhat of a Catholic background, but overall like a non-denominational Christian background. So I didn't deal so much with like the judgmental aspect of religion consistently. But since I've decided to pursue Christ like in the past couple of years, I've seen it a little bit more. And I think the big aha moment for me was a church I was going to for a while. And I feel like the members had, their motives were right in the sense of, they really did want to follow Christ and they thought that they were doing the right thing by being super religious and technical about everything. But there was judgment and condemnation that ultimately came with, their actions towards me and the other members. And that made me step back because, on one hand, I felt like, okay, perfect. Like this is the most motivated I've ever been. This is the most consistent I've ever been. I've been going to church every Sunday. I'm going to the Bible studies. I'm meeting all the members. But then there was one particular Sunday where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to church for you, God. Like I'm going because the members are going to say something if I don't. I'm going because it's a cool hangout spot. And I had to check myself. And I decided to stay home that day and just really have that moment with God one-on-one. So the point we're trying to make here is there is a danger of being so motivated in Christ that we actually forget that it's about Him and we start replacing our motives with other people or with events or just the clout of just saying that we're just so Christian that we're at this event or we're doing, we're serving this community, or if that makes sense. So it's just about checking ourselves consistently as Christ followers and saying, why am I really doing this? Is it about, the fact that we just want to do it for you, God? Or is it, am I here because Lola's going to yell at me if I don't do this video? I'm kidding. We have to make sure that we're in it for God. And it's crazy because you wouldn't think, even leaders. I remember actually at the first church service that I went to with you, where the pastor was talking about, he realized even he was, getting so caught up in his role as a pastor that he didn't realize that was unhealthy, believe it or not. Yeah, because he's like, wait a minute, I'm getting so caught up in my role, as a pastor, and I'm not stopping to say, wait a minute, I'm not even getting time alone with God. What are my motives? Now I'm getting so caught up in being this leader for the people.
Right.
So that's what we're touching on, is just catching ourselves in those moments of replacing people or moments or judgments, in place of just the pure relationship between you and God.
I mean, like the example that I always like to use is, listen, if you're married, would you want your wife or husband to have sex with you just because they're married to you or because they want to?
Right.
So it's like, do you want your wife or husband to be like, well, let me go sleep with this man because he's my husband, as opposed to, no, I want to be with you. I want to spend time with you. I want to go out to dinner with you. So that's how God connects to us, where He's like, no, I want all of you. I love you. I know that you come to me with a broken heart. I know about all the things that you've done in your life, and I still chose you. I've elected you. I love you. And I had to get to know God for who He is and stop connecting Him to what I've experienced as a child. Like, my parents did the best that they could, but the truth is that, I needed to separate what I thought who God was, because I grew up with like very militant background, and He's not like that. It's like, yeah, like you read the Bible for 10 minutes, but you still got to spend time with me. And that's what he wanted to see. And for me, it's like, I wanted to know God outside of church, but the me getting to know him outside of church is what led me to want to be in church, to learn more. But it was because I chose that. And if I don't want to go to church one Sunday, I don't feel bad. I'm not like, oh, golly gee, I didn't go. It's more like, dang, I missed a really poppin' lesson. And I'm like, dang, I missed like something that I love to learn. So it's like the more I learn about God, it just makes me excited. But I don't feel that he's going to love me less just because I didn't go to church.
And that's a good point, because God would rather us miss out than go just because we feel obligated to. He wants our hearts to be in it. He wants us to go, out of our sincere heart, and not because we're worried about what so-and-so's going to say.
What Sally Sue thinks.
Or even thinking to ourselves like God's going to, think of us less than because
or maybe he's going to bless us because we went to church. It's like, I have gotten blessed even when I was sinning. When I was like doing things that I shouldn't be doing, he still was like, no, you're my daughter. I know that you were, like, I already knew that you were going to do this.
Exactly.
It's like, I love you because I love you. And I needed to experience that, because sometimes we're so caught up, oh, I didn't do this and that. Oh, how can God from the sky, from heaven, look at me and want to hear about me? No, he wants to hear about you. He already knows that you fornicated and you're homosexual and you're a thief. He already knows all these things about you, and yet he still calls you because he loves you. And that's what I need to learn. So I hope this message really expands your mind and it blesses you. And if you guys have any questions, let us know. We'll have Kayla's IG and the Thirst Trap IG and my IG. So do your dance.
Be open with I had to. Be open with us about like your viewpoints. And we're also new to this, so we're trying our best to like articulate our thoughts and feelings. So let us know, if you have questions about what this topic was, or if you want us to have a part 2, part 3, we can do that as well. Because we want to connect with you guys. We don't want you guys to just watch our videos and like, we want to really connect with you guys, and we're just being truthful and we're being open, and we want to know, what's out there and what you guys think and feel, and if you've experienced something similar. So hit us up, follow us, we'll follow back. Thanks for listening, watching, and you'll see us soon.
Do your dance. Thirst Trap. Boop, boop. What was it?
It's gonna change every video.
Okay. Bye.